Hi everyone, this is Arvind from MindMajix, and today I welcome you all to this amazing session on Terraform interview questions. So guys, Terraform is one of the very important tools when it comes to DevOps. Okay, and this is one such topics around which we have been receiving a lot of requests from our viewers. So we decided to come up with this video, and in this particular video, we have divided the number of questions into three categories. The first category of questions is for the beginners. Then we will cover the questions which are meant for the experienced candidates. And finally, we will have a look at the most frequently asked interview questions related to Terraform. So this is the whole agenda for this video. And before moving ahead, I want you guys to subscribe to MindMajix YouTube channel and also hit that bell icon so that you never miss an update from us. So without any further delay, let's get started with our first question. So the first question over here is, what exactly do you mean by Terraform in AWS? So Terraform, a part of the AWS DevOps competency and an AWS partner network, advanced technology, is an infrastructure as code tool comparable to AWS CloudFormation that lets you design, edit, and version your AWS infrastructure. So you might programmatically control your on-premises and public cloud resources by developing Terraform's custom AWS CloudFormation resource. You may access that resource directly from the CloudFormation UI or via the AWS Service Catalog, which adds an extra degree of governance and control to your infrastructure. So guys, this was a quick definition, or you can say a quick overview of Terraform in AWS. The next question is, what are the essential aspects of Terraform? So Terraform allows you to manage all your infrastructures as code and build them as required. And if you talk about the essential features, so it has a console that will enable users to watch functions in action and the capacity or the capability to convert the HCL code to JSON format. Apart from this, interpolation is supported through a configuration language in Terraform, and a module count maintains a track of how many modules have been installed on the infrastructure. The next question is a very important question, which is the basis of Terraform. So the question says, define IAC or the infrastructure as code. So infrastructure as code allows one to code instead of using manual procedures to construct, alter, and maintain the infrastructure. The configuration files may be modified and transmitted securely within an organization built according to the infrastructure standards. The next question is, what Terraform commands are the most useful, or which are the most frequently used Terraform commands? So guys, as you can see on the screen, these are some of the most frequently used Terraform commands. So Terraform Init, this command is used to create a new directory in the current directory. Then next comes the Terraform refresh. So this command updates the state file. And you also have Terraform output. So this command is used to view the outputs of the Terraform. Next, you have Terraform apply. So this command executes Terraform code and creates objects. Then you have Terraform destroy. So this command is used to destroy what Terraform has constructed. Then you have Terraform graph, and this command generates a graph in the dot format. And last but not the least, you have Terraform plan, which tests how the Terraform will perform. The next question is it feasible to use callbacks with Terraform on Azure? So guys, you must be knowing that Azure is a cloud platform from the IT giant company called Microsoft. So callbacks are possible with Terraform and Azure if you use Azure Events Hub. Terraform's Azure supplier offers users simple functionality. The Terraform occurrence has already been set up in the Microsoft Azure Cloud Shell. The next question is, what is Terraform Init and how does it work? So Terraform Init is a control that allows you to set up an operational index with Terraform pattern files. This control can be repeated several times, and it should be the initial command executed after creating the new Terraform design. The next question is, what is Terraform D and how does it work? So Terraform D is a Windows plugin that works with almost all in-service systems. By default, Terraform Init looks for plugins in the following directory. The next question is, while utilizing the TFS API to deliver resources, is the history as same as the web? So the answer to this question is yes, the narrative is comparable to what you would get on the web because UI uses API as its foundation. So everything on the UI is available through additional methods and the API that you use. The next question is, what is the purpose of Terraform in DevOps? The HashiCorp configuration language, which is comparable to the JSON, is used in Terraform. So HCL provides a concise vocabulary that makes establishing and enforcing infrastructure settings across multiple clouds and on-premises data centers simple for DevOps teams. The next question is, in Terraform, what is the purpose of a null resource? The standard resource library is implemented by the null resource, but no further action is done. The triggers option allows you to provide an arbitrary collection of values that will cause resources to be replaced if they are modified. The next question is, what is a Terraform Cloud? The platform which allows teams to collaborate on Terraform projects on demand or in reaction to specific circumstances is the Terraform Cloud. It is tightly connected with Terraform's processes and data. Terraform modules are shared by a private registry. The next question is, describe Oracle Cloud infrastructure in detail. So Oracle Cloud is a cloud computing service consisting of storage, servers, applications, services, and networks supplied through a global network of Oracle Corporation managed data centers. These services can be accessed at any time over the internet. The next question is, what is Terraform Backend? So a backend may be specified in any Terraform setup, which mainly defines two key things. And those key things are, the first one is, where are the surgeries carried out? And the second is, where is the state saved? So basically in a state file, Terraform maintains the tracks of all the resources which are generated. The next question is, what version control systems do Terraform support in addition to GitHub? So apart from GitHub, the other version control systems supported by Terraform include GitLab EE, GitLab CE, and the Bucket Cloud. The next question is, who are Terraform's main competitors? So Terraform's main competitors and alternatives include Azure Management Tools, Morpheus, Cloud Health, Turbonomic, and CloudBoard. So guys, with this, we have covered the freshers category of questions related to Terraform. And now question number 16 onwards, we will be covering questions which are meant for the experienced candidates, like those candidates who have at least 2 to 3 years of experience with Terraform. So the next question over here is, what is the purpose of Terraform CLI and what are some common CLI commands? So Terraform's command line interface or CLI is used to manage the infrastructure and communicate with Terraform state, configuration files, and providers, and so on. So if you talk about the most frequently used CLI commands, so as you can see over here, the command is Terraform Init. So this command basically sets up your working directory to run additional commands. Then you have Terraform Destroy. So this command destroys the infrastructure that you have already built. Next, you have Terraform Validate. So using this command, you can check if the configuration is correct using the infrastructure that is built. Then you have Terraform Apply. So this command develops or changes the infrastructure. Last but not the least, you have Terraform Plan. So this command depicts the modifications that the existing arrangement necessitates. The next question is, what are the Terraform modules? So in Terraform, a module is a container containing many resources utilized together. The root module is required for every Terraform and includes the resources listed in the .tf files. The next question is, what is a private module registry and how does it work? So Terraform Cloud has a private module registry feature that allows you to distribute Terraform modules throughout your enterprise. On the registry, you may set rules or Sentinel policies that govern how members of your organization can use the modules. The next question is, can Terraform be used to build on-premise infrastructure? So the answer to this question is yes. Terraform may be used to create infrastructure which is on premises. We may select from a variety of vendors to discover which one best meets our requirements. And for this, we only need an API to get started. The next question is, can I use Terraform to deploy several providers? So the answer is yes. Terraform supports multi-provider installations, including on-premises solutions like OpenStack and VMware, as well as the SDN management. The next question is, how is a duplicate resource error during the Terraform application ignored? So for this purpose, we can use a few options. Like what you can do is you can delete the resources from the cloud provider's API and you can rebuild them with Terraform. The next option is to stop Terraform from managing specific resources and remove them from the code completely. Another option is you can perform a resource Terraform import and delete the code which attempts to replicate them. The next question is list all of the Terraform's version control options. So if you talk about the version controls which are supported by Terraform, so those are, as you can see on the screen, Azure DevOps Services, Azure DevOps Server, Bitbucket Server, Cloud Bitbucket, GitLab Enterprise Edition or the EE and CE Edition. Then you have GitLab.com, GitHub Enterprise, and so on. The next question is, what are some of the Terraform provisioners that are pre-installed? So guys, as you can see, these are the built-in provisioners with Terraform, such as provisioner without a sort master, provisioner for remote execution, provisioner of puppets, provisioner with local authority, provisioner of habitat, provisioner of files, and provisioner of chef. The next question is, what command is used to remove Terraform Managed Infrastructure? So for this purpose, you can use the command as you can see on the screen. First, you have to mention the options, then the directory, and after this, Terraform destroy. The next question is, tell us some of the significant Terraform applications. So Terraform has a wide range of applications owing to its ability to enhance the resource manipulation capabilities. So some of the unique applications of Terraform include, as you can see on the screen, development of software demonstrations, then schedulers of resources and the use of several clouds. With Terraform, you have environment inventions that can be thrown away and development of multi-tiered applications. With Terraform, you can also have clusters of self-service and Heroku application configuration. The next question is, what are the components that make up Terraform's architecture? So the components which are included in the Terraform architecture are subgraphs, evaluation of expression, evaluation of the vertex, walk the graph, builder of graphs, manager of the state, loader configuration, command line interface, and the backend. The next question is define resource graph. So resource graph is used to depict the resources. It allows you to simultaneously alter and produce various resources. Terraform creates a plan to update the state of the graph's configuration. It quickly establishes a system to help us in recognizing the drawbacks. The next question is, provide a few examples of where we can use the Sentinel policies. So Sentinels are excellent method to Terraform to apply a range of rules. So just to give you a few examples, you can make unambiguous ownership of resources. You can limit the roles that the cloud provider can play with. Then you can examine the Terraform Cloud Operations Audit Trial, and only particular resources, services, or data sources are prohibited. After this, you can make the resource labeling obligatory, and in the private module registry, you may limit how the modules are utilized. The next question is, what are the different degrees of Sentinel policing? So there are 3 degrees of enforcement in Sentinel, which are advisory, soft mandatory, and hard obligatory. So if you talk about advisory, you have been logged in, but you are free to leave. So when a user initiates a plan that violates the rules, an advisory is sent. If you talk about soft mandatory, so unless an override is stated, the policy must pass. Overrides are only available 2 administrators. And last but not the least, you have hard mandatory. So the policy must pass regardless of the circumstances. Unless it is abolished, this policy cannot be overridden. The next question is, in Terraform, how do I store sensitive data? So Terraform requires credentials to interact with your cloud provider's API. These credentials, on the other hand, are typically left encrypted on your desktop. Significant numbers of API and cryptographic keys are exposed to GitHub every day. As a result, you should never save your API keys explicitly in Terraform code. Anything that shouldn't be retained in plain text, such as password, TLS certificates, and SSH keys, should be encrypted. So guys, with this, we have covered the questions which are meant for the experienced candidates. And now we will quickly cover the most frequently asked questions on Terraform. The next question over here is, what is TerraGrant and how does it help you? So TerraGrant is a lightweight wrapper for Terraform that offers extra capabilities, including dry setups, remote state management, and support a variety of Terraform modules. It is employed for the purposes such as managing numerous AWS accounts. Numerous Terraform commands are being executed on multiple modules, drying out CLI flags, maintaining the setting of our remote state dry, and we are going to keep our Terraform code dry using TerraGrant. The next question is, what is the purpose of state file locking? So Terraform's state file locking method prevents numerous users from doing the same task by blocking the activities on a given state file. When one user unlocks the lock, only the other user can access that state. So this helps to keep the state files from becoming corrupted. And this one is particular a backend procedure. The next question is, what is a tainted resource? So tainted resource must be deleted and regenerated when the following apply command is sent. The state files are changed when a resource is identified as contaminated or corrupted, but nothing changes the infrastructure. The Terraform plan reveals that assistance will be destroyed and rebuilt. When the next application occurs, the modifications are applied. The next question is, what could be the best way to lock Terraform module versions? So a known and reliable technique of locking the Terraform module versions is to use the Terraform module registry as a source. The Terraform configuration files version attribute can be used as well. For this, we'll need to use the ref to describe the versions, branches, and query string because we are utilizing the GitHub repository as a source. The next question is, what is Terraform Core and how does it work? Tell us about some of its essential tasks. So Terraform Core is statically compiled binary written in the Go programming language. The produced binaries can be used as a starting point for Terraform users. And now if you talk about its major responsibilities, so IAC functions read and interpolate modules and configuration files. You can use them to construct a resource graph and RPC connections between plugins. They can also be used to implement the strategies and management of the current status of the resources. The next question is, provide the Terraform settings for a single AWS EC2 instance. So guys, with Terraform, if you have to create a single AWS EC2 instance, for that, you can use the code as you can see on the screen. Here, you have used the cloud provider as AWS or the Amazon Web Services. And you can provide the region based on your location. And here you have mentioned that you have to use the resource as AWS instance, which is basically AWS EC2 instance. Then you have the AMI and the instance type is defined in this particular line. After this, you can use the tagging as well, and you have to define the name. The next question is, how will you upgrade Terraform plugins? So when executing Terraform Init, use the -upgrade option. So this command looks for new provider versions that are acceptable on releases.hashicorp.com. So if these are available, it also downloads the provider versions. The next question is, how will you make a high-level object from one module available to the other? So in resource configuration, an output variable is defined. So for this, you have to declare module A's output variable and make a variable.tf file for the module B. So in this file, you have to create an input variable with the same name as the key defined in the module B. And you have to repeat the procedure to make variables accessible to other modules. The next question is, what are some of the most recent Terraform Azure provider considerations? So in the recent additions, new data resources such as Azure Batch Certificate, which assists in certificate administration, are provided. So this resource is used to control the prefix in networking. The Azure App Service has been upgraded and the bugs have also been fixed. The next question is, how will you manage and regulate rollbacks if something goes wrong? So in my VCS, I need to recommit the prior code version to make it the new and the current one. So this would start the Terraform run command, which would execute the old code. So because Terraform is more declarative, I'll ensure that everything in the code reverts to its previous version or the state. If the state file was damaged, I would utilize Terraform Enterprise state rollback feature to restore the previous form. So guys, with this, we have covered the questions related to Terraform. I hope you guys have enjoyed this session. If at all you have any doubts or queries related to this session, then you can write them in the comment section and we will try to resolve them as early as possible. So guys, thank you so much for being with us and I wish you all the very best for your upcoming Terraform interview.